Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to talk about and review Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Can't Hurt Me, Master the Mind, and Defy the Odds. It sold 4 million copies. Not 1 million, 4 million copies. And it was 2 thumbs down for me. Can you believe that? 4 million copies. People out there love it. They love it. He doesn't want to motivate you. He's telling you, but it's a self-development book, I would say. I would say self-development, even though he doesn't want you to call it a motivational book. It's inspiring. I'll say that it's an inspiring book. So David Goggins was your average Joe Blow, but he gives a riveting story at the beginning of the book that, when he was young growing up, him and his sibling, they had a tough time. They were under heavy thumbs of their dad. He was a tyrant. He was militant tyrant. They owned a roller skating rink and his dad ran it, but they all worked there. From the time they were small, they worked in that roller skating rink and they would leave late at night. He, his mom, his brother, they would work till the wee hours of the morning, shutting down. And that was their life. But, they lived in a nice neighborhood. They had basically, their wants and their needs and some of their wants. But it was not a happy family time. His dad was a tyrant and he did not treat them very nicely, nor did he treat their mom very nicely. So he grew up with a lot of baggage and, he takes you through a little bit of his life, which was, I was in there, I was with him. And one thing I liked about it was that it showed that he had a lot more in him to give. He was an exterminator. He worked for an exterminating company and he would go in these restaurants and stuff. And one night he went into a restaurant to exterminate and then he opened up something and rats just took over. They were just all over the place. And he said, that's it. I'm not going back. You can take this stuff. I'm not going back to that job. He had enough. And he really wanted to go into the military. But he was over 300 and some pounds. And to break into the military, he had to lose 100 pounds in 90 days. 100 pounds, not in a year. He had to lose 100 pounds in 90 days. And I'll be dog if he didn't do it. He did it. And he explained how he did it, how the hours that he worked out. He worked out not 2 hours a day. He worked out hours a day. He committed to that and he reached his goal. Hey, high fives everywhere. High fives. My man, you did it. But a lot of his philosophies I cannot back. I cannot back a lot of his philosophies. I won't go through all of them, but some of the ones I disagree with are the ones that people find riveting and that have changed their life. I think for me, part of what he does is he equates a lot of goal setting to physical activity. He's pushed his body to reach so many physical feats. For example, he's done over 60 ultrathons, whatever they call them. He's in the Guinness Book of Records for pull-ups, how many pull-ups. He's a Navy SEAL. He's another, in one of the other branches of the military, I can't remember what, but he was also a firefighter. More than that, he reached the pinnacle levels of all of those things, but he's obsessed and he tells you he doesn't want to motivate you. He's not trying to be a motivator. He says, don't get motivated, get obsessed. And that is what he is. He's obsessed with reaching physical feats. It's all about the physical. He talks about the mind a lot and elevating your mind, but he wants you a lot of times to elevate the mind to reach your goals of physical goals. And in life, he says in life, but he punishes his body. He says, be peaceful, but never satisfied. I can't get with that. I can't get with being peaceful but never satisfied. You're always pushing for something. Another thing he says is to chase pain. Chase the pain. I heard that one of his feats that he did was he had partners that wanted to, I guess, that wanted to be mentored by him or something. And they were going to run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. Let me tell you that again. Run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. That's something that they did. He's obsessed. And when you look at the totality of his life to me is not, it's a very, if you're trying to do physical things, but I don't think he has any peace. The name of the book is Can't Hurt Me, but he has been hurt. He's conquered some things. And, one thing he says is surround yourself with champions. I agree with that. You, as I say, you can't make it, hanging around chickens. You need to run. You need to fly with the eagles. I'm all about that. All about that. But when it comes to not being peaceful, always chasing something, he got to the point where he had taken his body to the level where the doctors told him, you're not going to live. Your body cannot take what you're putting your body through. It can no longer take it. He couldn't stand up. He got to the point he couldn't stand up. He could barely walk. He did a marathon with a broken leg. That is an obsessed person. And so if you're trying to go to the Olympics, if you're trying to do the Ironman or something like that, this is the book for you. But if you're trying to me, after chapter after chapter of him talking about, how he did these marathons, one chapter started sounding like them all. If you read one, you read them all. It was how tough it was, but he was able to do it. How him and his buddies, they had to go through the Navy SEAL training, but they were able to do it. Then he got prepared for another race, and he was able to do it. He didn't always come in first, but he was able to do it. Well, how's your life now? Maybe because I'm a female, I'm wondering, how's your life? How are your relationships? How are those? Or have you been able to conquer that? Has your mind been able to build a life with your family, with your friends, with your children? How's that going for you? You got a banging body. Your body's top notch. Outside of that, though, man, how are you going? That's why I did not, 2 thumbs down for me. Now, hey, here we go. I've got these and I can keep this going. But how about my life? If I set a goal for myself, I'm going to do these 20 times. I would have muscular arms. But how about my whole life? How about that? So I'm sorry, 2 thumbs down for me. Hey, he sold 4 million copies. My brother, my man, go. You did it. You accomplished something. How many have I sold? 0. But for the book purposes, 2 thumbs down. But you know what? Joy to the world. Joy to the world. If you disagree with me, that's all right. Tell me you disagree with me. Tell me what you thought of the book if you read it. So just let me know. So I appreciate you if you would subscribe, like, comment. Thank you so much. Joy to the world.